Baqaa is back with a bang. It's a new year, and that means the start of a new Saudi championship. And it's in Khail that we hail the opening round of 4 to take place between now and December. 3 days of high-octane racing start with a short prologue, followed by 2 time specials over gravel tracks, hard-packed pathways, and of course, fun in the sand. There's a star-studded entry list on 2 and 4 wheels, including the king himself, newly recrowned Dakar champion Nasser Al-Attiyah.
Let's go to Baja high-rally.
Before any of our participants are permitted to go racing, each vehicle must go through the process known in motorsport as scrutineering. Technical checks, safety checks and compliance checks. Think of it as a formal inspection process that makes sure cars and competitors are playing by the rule book and, more importantly, are safe to take part. Some big movements within the classes in Khail as drivers switch between categories. The most notable, Nasser Al-Attiyah is now driving a T2 as opposed to his usual Ultimate, but his ambitions for the week remain the same.
Will be not easy race, but I love to have the new challenge, you know. My target to beat all the T1 class.
It will be a big ask for Nasser to win here, as competing in that T1 Plus category are the familiar colours, names and cars of reigning champion Yazeed Al-Rajhi, Dania Akeel, who returns to the Ultimates after her Dakar outing in the Challengers, Akira Mura, who switches from the stocks, and the winner of Stage 8 at the Dakar, South African Saul Variawa. The lineup in the Challengers includes Dakar runner-up Yasser Saidan in the dark red livery of Nasser Racing Team.
I'm here only to win.
But he won't have it all his own way. There are a number of other challengers in both senses of the word, including other local Saudi drivers with the Dark Horse team. No, not high-octane. And so, from the cars to the bikes, which promises to be a close contest again. Of those hoping to be involved at the business end is last year's winner, Alex McInnes.
I like how the sandy tracks here are super good for me. It's always fast-paced and more motocross style. So it's always high speed and good for my style and should be good for the race.
With the number 1 plate and sure to be fighting for victory here is the man with the widest smile on 2 wheels, Emirati Mohammed Al-Balushi.
The past 3 years in a row we've done it, so that's awesome, you know. I never thought this. So yeah, I hope this year we defend as well the title. It's just as important this round 1 to step towards the right direction, and then I know how to win the championship.
In the quads, an all-Saudi 5-man field with Hani Al-Numesi the tag of favourite, but out on the course, it's never that straightforward. And so to the prologue, just 6k and on soil tracks, but an important marker in the sand for what's to come over the next few days.
We're very excited to start the first round of the Saudi Toyota Baja Rally Championship. We're back again, back to action. I'm very thrilled, very excited to be among my fellow drivers and riders and to witness another exciting rally in Saudi Arabia.
We start with Ahmed Al-Jabba, who should have been competing at the Dakar on a bike, but a late knee injury forced him to withdraw before the rally began. Determined not to miss out on racing for all of January, the Saudi decided a quad would be less stressful on his damaged ligaments. So here he is, in Khail. And here's another feel-good story. Thomas Blackburn entered his first ever rally in round 3 last year at Al Qasim. Here he is again on his Co 450EX, and today he stormed his way into 5th on the stage. Next up, 3rd quickest on the prologue, Abdallah Al-Bouacher from Jordan. He's riding a Yamaha and had a good opening day in Khail, no problems, and completing the short loop in just over 5 minutes. Now, as you know, the quads and bikes are both FIM categories, so they're grouped together. It's unusual, though, to have a quad in amongst the sharp end of proceedings, but we did have it today. Haitham Al-Tuwajiri steered his Yamaha Raptor into second place, 5 seconds quicker than Abu Asheh, but 12 seconds behind the rally's first winner. Who was Alex McInnes, top of the tree here last year and top once again as he begins his title defence. 4 3/4 minutes was all it took for the Brit to complete this course on his KTM, adding a first win of the year to build on the 4 he took in 2025. In the bikes, these times will count towards the overall, and you just never know how crucial every second could be come the final podium. With all the pre-rally work done and all the talk talked, it was time for the drivers to walk the walk.
Can someone find him?
Yes, Dania, there he is. World champion, former Dakar champion and people's champion Yazeed Al-Rajhi took to the podium for a big send-off.
Yeah, always we target to win, and we promise we win again this year.
And what about the new opponent, the new car of Nasser?
We see in the stage. We see in the stage, how is it?
But it's not only Nasser and Yazeed who are here to contest this prestigious rally raid. Big names all here to shine in this first outing of the Baja World Cup 2026. There are 15 nationalities represented in the cars from all across the globe. And we'll be back with the ultimates in a moment, but we start with the SSVs, the T4s, where the winners on the day, Nasser Al-Attiyah and Khalid Al-Kendi from the UAE, ahead of Fernando Alvarez from Argentina. The top 5 separated by just 24 seconds, and the times don't count towards the overall, so it looks like we're going to have a good fight on our hands. Good for you, boys? Excellent. In the T3s or Challengers, even closer today, 21 seconds the difference between the top 7 cars. Qatari Abdulaziz Al-Kawari and Polish co-driver Marcin Pasek came out on top from Saleh Al-Saif and Yasser Seydan. As with all of today's results though, this will mean very little come Saturday night. And so to the big boys, the big names, the big reputations, but who would keep theirs intact on day one? A high-profile top 3 saw Dakar winner Nasser Al-Attiyah coming 3rd in a T2, remember, despite this unplanned donut at one point. I don't mean they stopped at Dunkin. Someone get me a drone shot of that, please. Lovely. 11 seconds in front of Nasser, Toyota Gazoo racing so Baliawa. So relaxed before the start, but clicking into gear at just the right time for this opening Saudi salvo. Leading from the front though, as he loves to do, was Yazeed with longtime co-driver Timo Gottschalk. It was a disappointing start to the year for the pair, who were forced to withdraw from their Dakar title defence early. But it started well here, and it's Al-Rajhi who'll have the pick of the positions for tomorrow's special. Dania Akeel and Portugal's Francisco Barreto made up the top 5, but these times don't count towards the overall result. Prologue done, now the real Baqaa has begun. So let's find out who lost and who won, as bikes, cars and quads took on stage 1. Welcome back to Baqaa Rally 2026.
Welcome, Ya Hail, welcome!
On the menu today, 172k of liaison and 242 of timed special. 2/3 of it is in the sandy playground of the Nafud desert. Plenty of dunes too, with just a little earthy terrain thrown in for fun.
I start 10th, so I have some tracks ahead, so I can warm up a little bit before I start to push and open. But yeah, that's the plan, to try and pass everyone in front of me and open as soon as possible.
Leading after the prologue was Alex McInnes, but Mohammed Al-Balushi was the pre-race favourite. It's reigning Hail champ versus reigning world champ.
So I'm just doing my best, doing what I can, and basically gain as much as points as possible. That's the goal.
First today though, straight to four wheels, although confusingly still classed as bikes. It's a quad to open today's race action. Hani Al-Numesi, winner on his last time out in Jeddah at the end of last year and fresh back from co-driving in the stock class at the Dakar. He is the hot quad dog here so far. Another winner in Jeddah was this man, Australian Thomas Blackburn, who made his rally debut 3 months ago at Al Qasim. His win in December confirmed his potential, and it was 5th place for him, just as on the prologue. Not a straightforward day for Abdul Halim Al-Mughira, 7th on the stage, but had to do some very quick thinking out there on the course. Bits falling off your bike would signal for most of us it's time to stop. These guys are made of different stuff. Despite the mechanical issues, he says, I suffered a problem at kilometre 60. It was this bolt, it came out of place and it broke. So what of Mohammed Al-Balushi, the Baja World Cup champion 2025? A bad prologue saw him way down, even on such a short run. Stage 1 saw him storm back though, 3rd and collecting some more of those cherished World Cup points. Mohammed was pretty happy after the stage though, as coming in just ahead of him, 2nd on the stage, was his brother Sultan, who was champion here in 2018 and 2019. Mohammed took the title in 2020 and 2024, so Baqaa is very much a family affair. Yesterday, my brother Mohammed Al-Balushi advised me to drive carefully, pay attention to the tracks, and be smooth and fast. That just leaves the day's winner, who was the same as on the prologue. Brit Alex McInnes fairly glided through the dunes and surfed his way through the sand, winning the special by 18 minutes. It was a tough 3 hours in the saddle, but McInnes is now odds-on favourite to take this title for a 2nd straight year. It's not plain sailing, though, for any of these men or machines.
I think the start switch is broken. Luckily, I just noticed here. Otherwise, yeah, I would have been done. But yeah, I opened from kilometer 60, I think. It was super mentally draining, just opening the whole day. I made a lot of mistakes in the end, but I didn't see anyone at refuel, so good stage, but very tiring.
And here's confirmation that Alex has that very healthy 20-minute lead at the top of the table. The Al-Balushis are 2nd and 3rd, then Blackburn and Abdullah Al-Shati.
Where from? Portugal. Shukran, mashallah.
Francisco Barreta has driven his Hilux in Portugal, Italy and Spain, but never on this terrain, and yet it was the Portuguese who had to open the stage this morning in the desert.
It's difficult because I never drive the Toyota in the sun, in the dunes, so let's see what we can do.
Stage 1 of Hail Baqaa Rally and the first chance for drivers to post their scores on the car doors, with so much at stake over the 2 race days. Everything's up for grabs in every class.
We're in a good position starting off the 3rd with Yazeed behind us and Nasser in front, so I think it will be a good fight in the front.
Variawa didn't see much of the front in the end. The South African finished down in 15th, and it's a very tall order now for Saud to achieve anything like what he came here for. But accruing all the points possible could be crucial come the end of the season. 28.5 minutes down he was on the day's quickest car, which was the overdrive racing Toyota of the reigning champions Yazeed Al-Rajhi and Timo Gottschalk. The pair are getting back to their best after that Dakar disappointment, and are both still recovering from compression fractures in the spine suffered in April last year in Jordan. 2 days, 2 wins, and on course for a 3rd straight victory. 2 minutes 24 behind his old rival was Nasser Al-Attiyah. Nasser isn't accustomed to racing here, and he isn't accustomed to driving a T2 either, but he's doing exactly what he said he would do with Max Delfino at his side, challenging the T1 Plus cars and beating all of them bar one.
To open all day, and it's really good, but okay, tomorrow can be good road position.
Tomorrow you want to catch that guy?
Yes, absolutely.
Show me.
We can catch it, yes, we can catch it.
You know, if you ask someone who will catch you.
Far away, tell him Yazeed isn't like.
Dania Akeel had a most extraordinary January, missing out on multiple stage wins at the Dakar by less than 30 seconds in a T3. But here, third today with Sébastien Delaunay, and third overall as things stand. We briefly mentioned Portuguese driver Francisco Barreto yesterday, and it was another fourth-place finish today for him and Paulo Fiuzza. Forced to retire last year in the Challenger class, the step-up looks to have been incredibly positive for them. Coming in fifth fastest today was the first of our T3s, Saudi Yasser Saidan and co-driver Xavier Flick, pushing hard to come in 15 minutes behind Yazeed, but crucially putting nearly 5 minutes into their nearest challenger in the class.
We did a very good job, no mistakes. We pushed a lot. We were planning to win the stage, so I think we did well.
Akira Miura from Japan didn't finish lower than 7th in any stage at the Dakar in the stocks. Here he's back in the ultimates alongside Armand Monleon, who's been navigating for Toby Price since the back end of last year. A solid 6th for the duo puts them in contention for the final podium. Best SSV was Argentinian Fernando Alvarez with Xavier Panseri. They won the class 2 years ago, and Panseri won the Rally Monte Carlo back in 2011. Alvarez is 61 and the Frenchman 54. And from 7th to 10th it was all buggies. The challenger of Hamed Al-Wahaibi was 8th. Hamed is one of the real gentlemen of our sport, winner of his home Oman rally 14 years ago, and it's great to see him still competing, even though he too is approaching 60. Good job, my friend. One day left of racing and it's Yazeed's to lose. Running alongside the international competition is the domestic Saudi National Championship. Faris Al-Shamari made it 2 from 2, having first competed here in 2017, where he won the T1s. Next up, it's stage 2, and more of the same. A shorter special of 151 kilometres, but 80% sand, and the titles will be decided. We love rally, we love Baqaa, and we love this race. So welcome back to the Heil Baqaa Rally Party. Stage 2, the decider, and it's sand, sand, and more sand. 151 timed kilometres, and I promise you, this was a very special. Chasing the leader in the bikes were the Blues brothers, Mohammed and Sultan. The Belushi brothers, sorry, not the Blues brothers, although they've certainly got soul, man, and they took the expressway to the start. Alex McInnes held an overnight lead of 20 minutes.
I was so disappointed actually with my navigation, so I'll take it a little bit easier and try and win the stage and the race.
He was born in a small Scottish town just 21 years ago, but Alex McInnes has won Jeddah and Qatar in the last 2 years, and now it's 2 in a row in Khail. He says the tracks here are so similar to those he rides back in his Dubai home. So keep an eye on this guy. His future looks very bright indeed, as he plans to make the step up to the bigger events soon.
You could just push like full motocross day to day. In the end, there's some nice big dunes and a little bit of tough navigation. But yeah, I think I won today and the rally overall, so it's a good ride, and yeah, I'm happy with it.
Second and third overall this year, the Belushis. Mohammed finished 34 minutes behind McInnes and just 30 seconds ahead of his brother. But in fact, it would have been Sultan in the runner-up spot had he not picked up a 2-minute penalty yesterday. He had a bad fall today too, but made it no problem. Riding together in the end, brothers in arms and brothers on the bikes.
I did better than what I expected, and I'm happy, you know, because there was a moment even not to participate. I'm glad I decided to participate. I hope it's worth it by end of this year, you know, defending the title.
Second on stage 2, fourth overall, and the top Saudi rider at this Baqaa was Abdul Halim Al-Mughira. The 39-year-old podiumed here on his only other appearance in 2024, and it's another solid result in 26. But what about the quads, I hear you ask? A Saudi victor, Hani Al-Numesi, the Baqaa World Cup winner the past 2 years, making an excellent start to his title defence. The 41-year-old led the class on both stages and wins by over 14 minutes. Confirmation that Alex McInnes doubles up here in Iowa. Before the car set off this morning, it was all smiles, but it was pretty close in the fight for victory. Nasser Al-Attiyah trailed Yazeed Al-Rajhi by 2:24, but was there enough road for the Qatari king to catch the Saudi star?
Today is a short stage, 150, but I will try.
We try, but you know, we have good experience and we see what's going on in the end.
Enjoy good. Relax.
First through the start gate this morning at 9:50 was Yazeed, 3 minutes before his old rival. 2:24 the gap in the standings, remember, so if Nasser caught sight of the defending champion, the turnaround would be on. Let battle commence. Eric van Loon took the day in the SSVs. His wife Anya has also completed the Baqaa in a T4. Despite missing out on the stage win, Fernando Alvarez and Xavier Pansieri won the overall. And in the T3s, Hamid Al-Wahaibi, who returned last year to the sport after a 16-year break, tops the Baqaa World Cup standings after the opening round. Age is just a number. Hamid is 58, but he leaves Heil as the number 1. Yasser Seydam was on his way to another stage victory, despite an issue with the rear differential. His overall victory margin, 5:38. Dania Akeel's consistency has put her on the final podium. Third yesterday, fourth today, and she's the top woman. Driving here in search of World Cup points, she and Sebastian Delaunay leave Heil very satisfied. But what was going on at the sharp end of the race? Nasser was gaining on Yazeed, that's what. It's taken him 2 days to get to grips with the V8 Chevrolet 6.2-litre engine, an unfamiliar car and an unfamiliar co-driver in Max Delfino. Nothing unfamiliar for Al-Rajhi and Gottschalk though, their Toyota Hilux smoothly negotiating all that the desert threw at them. But Nasser was gaining, and they knew it.
He beat us 1.5 minutes. Yeah, and after 68k.
Al-Attiyah just had to catch them, and it would be enough to take the title. And when Nasser has you in his sights, there ain't no escaping, no matter what.
No, we don't need. Like that, we save the car.
There was Nasser. Reputation and past results count for nothing when you're being hunted by the apex predator.
Now, 90 left, don't be sitting 305. Now, to the 2-0.
Past went Nasser. Yazeed couldn't believe it.
You really just touched the crest of the Duke.
Everyone who witnessed this today knew we had seen something special, something incredible, something almost impossible, especially in that car.
the challenge, you know. I know it's so difficult with the two-wheel drive to compare four-wheel drive, but you know, thank for God, alhamdulillah, we win, and I am so happy to challenge myself.
What a drive, what a race in Hail. Hail Nasser, hail the great man, hail the king of Hail.
See how much he has, he's happy.
Confirmation that Nasser Al-Attiyah takes a phenomenal victory by 42 seconds. And finally, Faris Al-Shamari and Saud Al-Tamimi were denied a third straight victory by Khalaf Al-Shamari, but maintained a 2-minute cushion to win this first leg of the Saudi National Championship. Congratulations to all our victors and to every man and woman who donned their racing suits and entertained us this week. Tahanina Leikum. So that's it from Khail Baqaa 26. We'll be back for the next 3 rounds of the championship, and we hope to see you then. But for now, it's goodbye. Nasser Al-Attiyah, eh? Wow.